Hello students, good morning everyone. Today we will discuss chapter number 3, lecture number 4, the CRO. So that is the cathode ray oscilloscope. So in the last video or in the last class we have seen that the concept or the block diagram of digital storage oscilloscope and delay line. And also today's class we will move on to the block diagram of function generator and spectrum analyzer, and also we will discuss the what are the applications of spectrum analyzer as well as function generator. Okay, so today we'll move on to the first block diagram, that is the function generator. So as shown in the figure, this is the block diagram of function generator. So there are so many blocks. You can use it in the laboratory for this function generator. You have to generate different kinds of the inputs. Okay, so first we will discuss what is that function generator. Function generator is an instrument. Function generator is an instrument which produces different functions or a waveforms, which produces different functions or waveforms at the output. Means what? At the output you can take one probe, you can connect at the input side, there is a function generator, and you can connect to the CRO to the output side. On that CRO you can observe the different waveforms. So once you are going to provide the input by using function generator, so these functions are available simultaneously or selectively at the output. So what are that functions? It may be in the form of different waveforms. Means what? It may be sine, it may be triangular, or it may be what? Square, or it may be sawtooth. So different kinds of the functions are available by using this function generator, and you can observe on the CRO. Or you can also provide the voltage as well as what? Frequency. So that's why the given name is what? Function. So function generator is an instrument which produces different functions or waveform at the output side. So this is the block diagram of function generator as shown in the figure, and also you are having what? One waveform. So function generator waveform, it may be sine, square, triangular, and sawtooth. So this is the function generator waveform at the output side. So we'll move on to the one by one block. So first of all, the block diagram of general purpose function generator capable to provide sine, square, triangular function simultaneously at the outputs as shown in the figure. It may be sine, it may be square, or it may be triangular simultaneously at the output as shown in the figure. Second point, the range of frequency is from few hertz to several megahertz. So depends on function generator specification, it may be vary. Amplitude range is from millivolt to few volts in terms of RMS. Third point, the frequency control network can be internal or external. So at the input side you are having what? Frequency control network. It may be internal or external. If external control is selected, the external DC voltage should be applied, that is the upper and lower constant current source. In short, you can say CCS, upper and lower constant current source. Supply constants DC currents, that may be I1 and I2 opposite in direction. You can observe in the diagram there are two blocks. One is the constant current supply source, and the other one is the constant current supply source 2, that is the CCS. In that block you are having what? There are two I's. One is for what? I1, and the other one is for what? I2. These all are in opposite directions. Point number 4, let upper constant current source is on and supplying DC constant current I1 to an integrator. Now the output of an integrator is V0i. Consider V0i is equal to the minus 1 by C integration of I1 of dt with respect to time. So consider the upper CCS is on and you have to supply the DC constant currents, that is indicates the I1 to the integrator part, directly applied to the integrator part. Now the output of that integrator is V0i, that is the minus 1 by C integration of I1 of dt. You are connecting one C, that is the capacitor, that of the output is given to the integrator and input also given to the one of the part of that integrator part. Okay, Since I1 is a constant, V0I is the linear ramp wave, consider linear ramp wave increasing towards the positive as shown in the figure, positive as shown in the figure. Since ramp voltage is less than upper triggering point, UTP, that is the upper triggering point. Since ramp voltage is less than upper triggering point, the output V01 of the voltage comparator remains positive. So up to that peak point it should be remains positive. So as soon as V0I is greater than UTP, greater than upper triggering point, the output V01 becomes negative. So whenever it will increases towards the greater than, towards the what, UTP, the output of V0 becomes negative. It is linked back by feedback line. It turns upper CCS off and lower CCS on. Means now the reverse current I2 flows. This discharges the capacitor C to 0 and then recharges towards the negative as shown in figure. Means what? Whenever CCS is on, that is the upper constant current source is on, so that time constant current source of supply, lower constant current source supply is off. Okay, so that time the integrator of that capacitor charges towards the positive point. So whenever it will move towards the that upper triggering point, greater than upper triggering point, so that time this integrated will discharges through that capacitor and it will give on to the one feedback line. So that time constant current source of that supply CCS is lower constant current source should be on and upper constant current source should be, that is the supply source one, should be off. Okay, so when V0I approaches to the UTP, that is the upper triggering point, the output V01 switches back to the positive. So this action repeats and the continuous linear triangular wave is obtained as V0I. The output of the V01 is continues to square wave. The output of the V01I is continues to square wave. If I1 and I2 are not equal in amplitude, the waveform becomes symmetric. That is, the duty cycle is not 50%. If they are equal, duty cycle is 50%. Therefore, we can calculate percentage of the duty cycle is equal to the T on divided by T on plus T off multiplied by 100. Okay, so symmetric and asymmetric. Symmetric means what? So all the amplitude should be what? Equal. So that is the symmetric. Asymmetric means what? One cycle should be 50% and the cycle should be what? 49%. That is the asymmetric part. Since you are going to use one more network, that is the resistance diode sweeping circuit, is a resistor diode network which converts triangular waveform into sine waveform. So this is the function of a resistance diode sweeping network. And the output of the amplifiers are complementary symmetry class AB power amplifier having low output impedance. Thus, or therefore, three functions that are sine, square and triangulars are available simultaneously at the output. Sine, square, triangular. You can observe in the diagram. Output amplifier 1, output amplifier 2. Okay, you can observe. It may be sine or it may be square or it may be triangular. Last point of this function generator, DC offset of these wave can be adjusted by varying the DC bias of the output amplifier. So next we'll move on to the, so this is the function generator waveform. Applications of function generator. It is used in clock source, time margin test, testing of audio DAC, DC power supply, measure frequency response of band pass filter, pulse noise figure measurement, AM or FM radio test and alignment, testing pacemakers, cardioverter, defibrillators and other implantable medical devices. In general, you can use in the medical devices. Testing medical ultrasound equipment testing, simulation of automotive sensor signals, detector circuit of medical ultrasound equipment, driving and modulating laser diodes, the next generation of signal generations. These are the major applications of function generator. So next we'll move on to the spectrum analyzer block diagram. So this is the block diagram of spectrum analyzer. So first of all, spectrum analyzer is a study of energy distribution of a signal. Study of energy distribution of a signal as a function of a frequency is a called as a spectrum analyzer. We'll discuss later what is that statement. The instrument providing the energy distribution in frequency domain view is called as a spectrum analyzer. The spectrum analyzer will provide a calibrated graphical display on CRT cathode ray tube with frequency on horizontal axis and amplitude on vertical axis. In spectrum analyzer, you can see the in x-axis you can measure the frequency and in y-axis you can measure the amplitude. Okay, so with respect to what energy distribution of that frequency part. So first in that we will discuss types of spectrum analysis, that is the time domain analyzer on analysis, frequency domain analyzer on analysis. The in time domain analysis, the time is with respect to what x axis and amplitude is with respect to what y axis. So in sine waveform, the signal plotted as a function of time, that is amplitude versus time plot, that is the amplitude versus time plot. Okay, in that second point, the time domain representation as shown in the figure. So but we have not taken the diagram here. Okay, so examples of time domain representation is CRO. Normally you can take one sine waveform. So in that sine waveform, we are having what positive as well as what negative half cycles. In x-axis you can measure the time and in y-axis you can measure the amplitude. Okay, so next we'll move on to the second type, frequency domain analysis. What is the meaning of frequency domain analysis? The signal is plotted as a function of frequency. The signal is plotted as a function of frequency, that is the amplitude versus frequency plot is obtained. Means what? In x-axis you can measure the frequency and in y-axis you can measure the amplitude. Okay, so that is the representation of frequency domain, and the frequency domain representation is one of the best example is what? Spectrum analyzer. So that is the meaning. The study of energy distribution of a signal as a function of a frequency is known as a spectrum analyzer, or you can say spectrum analyzer a graphical representation of in x-axis you can measure the frequency and in y-axis you can measure the amplitude. Okay, so next we'll move on to the major or the main block diagram of spectrum analyzer. The main function of spectrum analyzer is to obtain the amplitude versus frequency plot from the frequency spectrum under test. Second point, the block diagram of the spectrum analyzer as shown in the figure. First, in that third point, the sawtooth generator provides the sawtooth voltage, which drives the horizontal axis element of the slope. Horizontal axis element of the slope. Fourth point, the sawtooth signal is also applied to the voltage tuned local oscillator. So this act as a frequency controlled element. Voltage tuned actually act as a frequency controlled element of the local oscillator. As the oscillator sweeps or a frequency changes from f minimum to f maximum as shown in the figure, f minimum to f maximum, the RF input signal is applied to the mixture. The output of the voltage tuned oscillator is used to beat with the input signal and produce IF, that is the intermediate frequency. It may be in the form of megahertz. The frequency component and voltage tuned oscillator frequency beats together and to produce different frequency, that is the IF, intermediate frequency. In that last point of spectrum analyzer, the IF, that is the intermediate frequency amplifier, correspond to the component is amplified and detector if necessary. and then apply to the vertical plates of the CRO and producing display of amplitude versus frequency. You can observe in the spectrum you are having what one is the horizontal and the one is the vertical. So whatever that output of that detector and video amplifier, it will amplifies and go on to the what at the output of that again the CRO part, and then it will produce the display. That display name is called as what? Amplitude versus frequency. So this is the working or the block diagram of spectrum analyzer. So next we'll move on to the what are the applications of spectrum analyzer. First one is the amplitude modulation, second one is the frequency modulation, third one is the pulse modulation, fourth one is the noise measurement, biomedical radars, antenna pattern, and pulse widths. So these are the major applications of spectrum analyzer. So next we will discuss the difference between time domain and frequency domain. As you discussed earlier, what are the time domain representation and frequency domain representation? In time domain, first point, simple to operate. In frequency domain, complex to operate or complex in nature. Second point of time domain, frequency stability is low, frequency stability is high. In time domain, cost is medium. In frequency domain, cost is high. In time domain, it shows signal amplitude with respect to time. In frequency domain, it shows signal amplitude with respect to frequency. So these are the some difference or comparison between time and frequency domain. So next we will discuss the specifications of function generator. First one is the frequency range. It may be sine, it may be square, or it may be RAM, or it may be triangular, and the maximum frequency is 30.2 megahertz and resolution is 1. The output, second specification output, source impedance 50 ohm. You can observe on the function generator of the front panel. Amplitude, third is the amplitude. Range is, you can use 0.01 to 10 volt peak to peak or 20 volt peak to peak. Resolution is the 3 digits. General, that is the fourth specifications. Power 50 watt, bandwidth 10 megahertz, output 20 volt peak to peak. So these are the some specifications which are respect to what function generators. And in the spectrum analyzer, you can use the frequency, you can use the amplitude, okay, and also you can use the bandwidth. So these are the some specifications which are related to what your spectrum analyzer as well as what function generator. Okay, so this is the today's class, and in the next class we will move on to the what are the different components are testing by using CRO, and also we will discuss methods of measurement for following, that is the voltage or amplitude measurement, time period measurement, frequency measurement, and frequency measurement by using Lissajous pattern, as well as phase measurement by using Lissajous pattern. So we will discuss in the next class. Thank you.